Bom dia, salve Léo, Sejam. Esperamos que hoje esteja melhor, né? Que eu possa ser mais feliz. Ontem eu até fui lá pro Call of Duty, mano. Tem dia que não é, né? E aí, vocês estão de boa? Só trocando ideia com os parceiros aqui. Bom dia, João Pedro. Só de boa, meu querido. João Alfredo, Pernambuco. Salve. É nóis, bom dia. Mano, eu tô pensando em jogar assim, velho. Vai com o Ney aqui. Vou largo mão disso. Acho que eu tô caçando pra cabeça aqui. Um salve aí pro João Alfredo de Pernambuco. Ô brabo. Hum. Tô bem, mano, tô bem. Vamos tentar buscar a primeira aqui de novo, mas tá osso, hein? Que pescar que nada. Vou beijar na boca. E na madrugada. Fala, Jefinho. Vamos ver se hoje dá uma melhorada, né, mano? Ontem tava uma zica do caramba, mano. Eu errando os passos tudo.
So the wait is over, we can finally get going. Welcome to everybody who has joined us for this unmissable game. Hugely anticipated, hugely hyped. Undoubtedly the place to be at this moment in time. This place, these people and their heroes. The grand old stadium graced by so many greats of the Mexican game. But above all, a game always of its proud and passionate people. Things have got underway here pretty promptly. That's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
So what can they make of this? Neymar. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Well, nicely intercepted. Spread neatly. It's a throw-in. Great chance!
That's great defending to cover for the goalkeeper and just get something in the way.
Pirlo promptly onto that, and that is that. That pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
That's a decent clearance. Now it's Haaland. Pirlo. Vasco da Gama finding their passes. Goal kick. No, I stand corrected, it's a corner.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Davids shapes to shoot, and he's done it. There is the breakthrough.
Well, it always comes down to the telling final pass, and that was a beauty.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
He has slightly undercooked that one.
Look, the game is full of ifs and buts. If only the pass could have completed its journey.
Cruyff.
Oh, that's such a good run.
Big header! It's in! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Kohler demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Vasco da Gama grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square.
Yeah, it's always a dangerous time when you've just scored. You can easily lose focus and then bang, you're pegged back again.
Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Yeah, the idea was right. The delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
Figo. Neither of... It's Figo! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Figo is offering a wry smile there.
Corner number 2 then. And now a sudden chance to counter. Driving on and making good progress.
it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Cruyff. Back in possession and ready to go again. Vasco da Gama trying to orchestrate a breakaway here by the looks of it.
Well, I would say that this is probably the easiest way to play the game, because you try and absorb in numbers defensively, and then you look to hit it with a long ball quickly on the counter-attack to get your men in behind the opposition defence.
Just looking for that one telling pass.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
And that's not going to reach. It's an inviting looking ball, that. They're back on the ball again. He's gone forward. Out to the left it goes. Cafu cuts it out. Vigo. Vigo looking to get on the end of this. That is a brilliant interception. Spread it left. And it's Neymar. Davids. Neymar.
Yeah, I think if that can be repeated, there's a good chance of a goal.
Crossed it, he gets big! And it's half-time here. So half-time, and it is all square. Neither able to pull away from the other, but that is not due to any shortage of effort on either side. It's a goodish game, this, and at half-time, it's one each. Well, the scoreline indicates a pretty tight game, but there has been a lot of action in it, and it has been an exceptionally good watch. The score at half-time, 1-1.
Cambio en el Vasco da Gama. Número 10. Número 20.
So once again, we're underway.
Entran número 22. Número 11.
And the shots! Ernest. And now the breakaway. Pirlo. Oh, that's an inviting ball. That's gone behind for a goal kick. Ernest. Cafu.
Figo really added the width there thanks to his willingness to make the run.
And they're quick to get it back. Short changes him with that pass. Over to the left. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Brilliantly cut out. Messi. Oh, it's Dembele. And it's Messi. Messi showing good feet. Davids is onto this and claimed it back swiftly. We expected better, and so did he. Oh, it's a sweet ball, that.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Messi. Dembele. Dembele. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. And that's left him on the seat of his pants. No foul, says the referee. Vigo. Cafu. Cafu calmly anticipates. Vigo. And that interception was Most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Can he finish? It's in! And again they hit the front. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Osimhen. Pirlo. That pass isn't the best. Schneider. Cafu. Works it forward. Dink through. Keeper's ball. Hernes. Collier. Hernes. He could be in here. Schneider. And it's Pirlo. Cafu. And here's Figo. Caught offside that time.
Vasco da Gama really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Changes on both sides, actually.
Número 14. Cambio.
Cafu. Nice control. Xavi Alonso. And it's Thuram. That's very neat. Cafu stood his ground strongly. Nicely spread. Collar proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days. All part of a forward's duties.
Xavi Alonso. Cafu. He's looking wide. Cafu gets a foot in here. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
No luck with that dink over the top.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Cafu. Just 5 minutes remaining now.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
That's been cut out, well played. Deftly away. Not the most accurate pass. I think we're just about done here. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough.
2 minutos de compensación.
Yeah, this kind of bold running will always get you into areas of possibility.
And that will be the final act. Well, that was good. A terrific advertisement for attacking football. Both sides glad to trade blows, to set out always only to win. And it came down to one decisive moment. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, that's what you call a job well done. The host didn't make it easy. There was a fair bit of battling they had to do.
Well, they say football's only a game, but you should try telling this lot. Without a doubt, it is the week's most eagerly awaited contest. A sporting event which has magnificent scenery as its backdrop. It is tribal, and it has aroused the most primal of instincts in so many of us. And we are glad to have you alongside us for it. And the matchday noise at this place is truly special. The pride, the passion, the crisis! And that is out and behind. It's a good block. And we have our very first corner. Terrific header! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough.
Good play all round. He was well hustled and still got a shot away.
Beckenbauer gets it away. Flamengo have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Del Piero. Looking for the run. It's a quick ball upfield. And it's Xabi Alonso. Now it's Osimhen. Oh, Osimhen! Good try, very good try in fact.
Well, it was a confident attempt, and he made it look like a doddle the way he generated that power.
And the keeper's keep Osimhen! And he's done it!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
And that's it. That was always inevitable. So, a breakthrough already. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
So just a one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Nicely aimed pass. Messi. Oh, right place, right time. Mbappe. Pedri. He has found the way through. Del Piero. Piero. Now it's Messi. And he's been shifted off it. Pedri. Well, that's well spotted. Osimhen. Messi.
That's good pressing. It's really squeezing everything.
And here's Osimhen. Messi. Just eases him off the ball. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Maldini. Pedri. And it's Neymar. Nunez. Too much on it, and that's the keeper's.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Mbappe. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped. That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Ter Stegen is there to take. Luis Suarez. Now it's Neymar. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Mbappe. Half an hour played now. Now it's Mbappe. And he's had a hit. Mighty close.
That's just plain unlucky. There were many, me included, who thought that was going in.
Beckenbauer.
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
Costa Curta. Messi. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Now that looks a decent ball. Great hit! That was superb goalkeeping.
Osimhen actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
So, third corner of the game. Mbappe clears it away. Nicked it back promptly. Neymar.
Well, they were never going to allow him to receive that. Such close attention.
1-0 here just before the break, and it looks as though it's going to stay that way for now. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
He is through here. Chance! Oh, taken with style. And with that goal comes comfort.
Well, there's always a chance of being caught like that when you surrender the football.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Tries a shot! And he was there to get a vital touch.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Ter Stegen deals with it effortlessly. Mbappe. Osimhen. Messi. Big header! Osimhen gets flagged offside. Neymar. Pedri. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Some first half thoughts?
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why dither from here when they can repeat their first half success with another show of strength?
It has been a remarkable contest, decorated by goals, and 2 between them at half-time. Here we go again. Pedri. Neymar. Osimhen is wide and looking to get onto this. Beckenbauer. Del Piero. Darwin. Now it's Pedri. He's got away. Oh, well played, well played. Rijkaard gets good distance on it. Beckenbauer. Vieira did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Oh, that's a key interception. Pedri, well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Xavi Alonso. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Now it's Del Piero. Good read, needed to be. So 2-0 the scoreline early after half-time. Played into space out wide, and he's managed to get free. In for a header! No, he didn't quite meet it right.
Okay, it's come to nothing, but it's a warning of further threat on the break.
That's beautifully weighted. Messi.
Well, Peter, he's looking particularly sharp.
And certainly on the hunt for his personal treble.
Yeah, and I certainly wouldn't go against that, although he may keep an eye on the bench for fear of being taken off.
Costa Curta. It's Pedri. And it's Conte. Costa Curta. It's run loose here. Looking tidy in possession here. Cannavaro deals with that comfortably. Luis Suarez. Oh, strongly challenged there. Costa Curta. Beckenbauer. And it's Conte. Mbappe. Neymar. Now Luis Suarez. Oh, it's a sweet ball that. That's a nicely measured pass. And through to the goalkeeper. Pedri. Mbappe. Over to the left. He's found a way through. And they're quick to get it back.
Flamengo are stuck in Central Station, and they might find a fast track out wide if they care to look.
Now it's Messi. Del Piero. Pedri. Just about up to 75 minutes. Pedri. The message is clear, none shall pass.
Flamengo truly seem to be at loggerheads in trying to sort this out. Is it the passing or the movement that's the problem? I think both.
And it's Neymar. Now it's Neymar. That'll be a throw. Well, they say football's only a game, but you should try telling this lot. Without a doubt, it is the week's most eagerly awaited contest, a sporting event which has magnificent scenery as its backdrop. It is tribal, and it has aroused the most primal of instincts in so many of us, and we are glad to have you alongside us for it. Well, it was 2004. Messi!
Superb goal! Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes.
Oh, that was such a smart exchange of passes, and it took so many defenders out of play in one quick movement. Wonderful goal.
So, a break.
It's Luis Suarez! Roberto Carlos gets it clear. And it's Luis Suarez. And that interception was most necessary. Can he finish? It's loose now and they want to get it back. And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Oh, Red, nice interception. Cannavaro calmly anticipates. Backward it goes. Davids. Luis Suarez.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Neymar. And it's played forward. Van Dijk cuts it out. Gullit is herring after that one. Davids. Neymar. Showing great feet there. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And it's Dembele. Pedri. Now that looks a decent ball. Shot a goal! And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. And it's Gullit. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Davids. Good running, strong and purposeful. Davids! Maldini gets it away.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure. Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Pedri. Oh, good-looking ball. Messi could try cutting inside here. Oh, it's Dembele. Now the finish!
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Davids. Roberto Carlos. Neymar. Neymar finds himself offside. Now it's Gullit. And the pass is intercepted. And that is a little undercooked.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Great ball if he can get there. Cannavaro. Played out to the left flank. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Plays the ball back.
Really got in his face there, and it was well played.
That's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Brilliantly cut out. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. And it's Neymar. Vieira. Messi. He's shot! It's in! 2 up and threatening to pull clear. Complete awareness. He understood what was needed and he executed it smoothly.
That's just a great finish, but it's down to very clever movement. You can see this has been obviously worked on the training ground. He knew exactly where he wanted the ball, and It all came good.
Corinthians are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
That is good alertness. Davids. And here's Neymar.
Yeah, we get to see this more and more. Defenders popping up in these positions.
Roberto Carlos, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward.
Teremos minuto de acréscimo.
Messi. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. And there's the end of the first half. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why dither from here when they can repeat their first half success with another show of strength?
Teremos uma substituição.
And the action is back on the way.
Look, before they might get too carried away with thoughts of getting back into the game, they can't afford to slip up and concede another. The next goal becomes crucial.
He's got away. Neymar providing an outlet on that flank. Hits one! And that's caused a worry or two.
Very speculative with little threat, if any, for the keeper.
And Messi! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Messi actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Neymar plays it short. Opts to play it back. Now it's Roberto Carlos. Quality ball. Corner number 2 then. Roberto Carlos goes short. Turns and goes back. Decent hit!
When it's delivered early like that, defenders just can't get themselves set.
Defending was strong and firm.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
Neymar. Oh, what has happened here? Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
62.005 espectadores.
Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Shooting chance! They are rampant! And they are pulling clear here.
Well, we've seen the hunger to win it back and the focus to make it count. A very tasty combination.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. Corinthians find a position of real strength now. Corinthians choosing to make the first change.
Camisa 25. Camisa 9. Camisa 24.
Romario
Camisa 26.
trying everything to subdue him here.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Oh, it's Dembele. Oh, that's fabulous.
Camisa 19.
Great chance! Goal! Over the hills and far away. No catching them now. And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
He weighed up the landscape.
Well, hello and welcome one and all. It's a pleasure to have you with us. As you can see, we are all set. The game should be a truly entertaining one, whichever side of it you find yourself on. We have a grand mass of noise and colour, and the juices are flowing. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. The action has already started. And he's had it nicked away.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Turns back here, probably the best option. Messi. Oh, now here's an interesting... Ronaldinho! He's scored!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes.
His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Yeah, and all engineered, Peter, by some smart running and movement. That's already something to admire, but how about the pass? Just wonderful, loved it.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Bops him off it and wins back the ball. Now it's Luis Suarez, Ronaldinho, he has found the way, it's Ronaldinho! Yaya Toure, Son Heung-min.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
And it's Son Heung-min, and he's picked it up out wide. And he was alert to it. So just the one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Davids. Schmeichel can claim that. Can he spark a counter here? Davids does really well to win the ball there. Neymar. And it's Hullet. Strong running down that left flank. Ronaldinho in acres of space out wide. He rises! And it's in! What an incredible feat! A legendary feat! 200 wasn't enough, nor 300. Now he hits 400.
Well, there's always a chance of being caught like that when you surrender the football.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Forwards and with intent. No, that's been intercepted. Neymar. He's in plenty of space here. Well, that pass isn't the best. Deftly done. Dink through. There's the hit! And the ball's come loose here. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Pedri did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Well, the further he went, the more attention he attracted. There was just way too much pressure for him to get the shot away.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And it's Neymar. Neymar will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Good read, needed to be. Thuram gets rid without sophistication. He's got away. Great chance! He has done it!
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
Liverpool get themselves back into contention.
I think they can sense a comeback here, and so can this crowd. It's all systems go now.
Bale. Bale trying to keep this in. It's gone out for a throw-in. Luis Suarez. Well read, nice interception. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Oh, no, that was never going to make it.
they didn't manage to get nearly enough into the box, and that speaks of little ambition.
Looking for the runner. No, he's just misjudged that one.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Ronaldinho, can he put it away? It's there! A two-goal cushion, and it's looking safe.
The invitation was received with such a clever run, and he had that defence in utter confusion.
So the lead now is 2.
That has the feeling of a breath of fresh air, Peter, and now they can fill their lungs and just blow them away.
There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. It's Son Heung-min, and he's there to belt it away. Now that's well seen too. Now it's Hullet. Great ball, and he's in here.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Pedri, and here's Bale. Messi, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. And there's the end of the first half.
Well, Peter, I think the score is a fair reflection of what we've witnessed so far, and that being good movement in both midfield and indeed up front. If those players, I think, can carry on where they left off after the break, they should impose themselves even more, and probably only one result coming here.
Well, that has been a goal-blessed half. It is 3-1.
Substitution on the field. Number 6, Son Heung-min.
And we're
Coming
underway
on the
again.
field is number 22.
Could have been dangerous, but it came to nothing. Davids promptly onto that, and that is that. That looks a cracking ball. He's got the shot away! Surely now they are well and truly out of sight. And they are cruising away. It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
So now the difference is 3. Oh, that's fabulous. And there's green grass ahead of him. Messi. Shot at goal! Now, what about a counter-attack? Pedri. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Oh, shooting chance! That was quite a test for the goalkeeper.
Oh, no, that was a chance. What a chance.
Messi. And now they can spring out of defence. And he certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. Well, he's hit it long, but astray. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. He's gone for goal! Smashing save, really good save that.
Well, that's a sign that he clearly feels the need to take it upon himself to try and get his side back into this.
Ronaldinho. is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Pullet unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. And the pass is intercepted. And here's Pullet. Pedri. Not the most accurate pass. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Lam. And it's Bale. And it's Neymar. Now it's Haaland. Now Davids. Haaland showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Big header! Thuram. Neymar. Pedri. Good spot, he's seen the run. Drogba. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Van Dijk. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Osimhen. Pedri. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And here's Pullet. Pullet looking to penetrate opposition lines. Neymar! And that has forced the very best out of the keeper.
Okay, it's come to nothing, but it's a warning of further threat on the break. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
And now a sudden chance to counter. Rijkaard cuts it out. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Yaya Toure. Pedri. Nice interception, well timed. Now it's Drogba. There's no flag. And he's managed to get free. Schmeichel gets good distance on it. Yaya Toure. Short changes him with that pass. That's really well manoeuvred. And that is expertly dealt with. Yaya Toure. Played out towards the right wing. Bale was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Ronaldinho. Terrific header! Oh, extraordinary. Rijkaard. And it's Yaya Toure.
2 added minutes has been
Time added
indicated.
on will be 2 minutes. And claimed it back swiftly. Messi. Osimhen! And that is the last effort of the game. Well, that was a tale of two very different teams. One driven, ruthless, prolific. The other quite the opposite in all of those areas. The result, a very accurate reflection
And
of what
now
we saw.
I'd just like to read out our fan
Ronaldinho
club members
taking
who are
in the
celebrating their
accolades, having been
birthdays
named man of the match, and deservedly so. Your reflections then, Jim?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to their strengths. There was a clear picture of what
E aí, mutante? Dá uma respirada agora, mano. Você é louco? Nós engatou 5 jogos um atrás do outro. 4 jogos, né? 4 jogos. Nós engatou 4 jogos um atrás do outro. Ô, aquele cara ali, esse cara aqui do Corinthians aqui, joga pra caralho, viado. Você é louco, velho. Esse cara aqui, que belezura, mano. Joga pra caramba. Vini Gameplay, YouTube. Deixa eu ver se eu acho ele aqui. Seguir ele, né? Vini Gameplay. Mano, ele tá lá em live.
Vou tomar é um couro, mano. Tá viciado com o hotel, mano.
Eu já sigo ele, mano. Eu já sigo ele, mutante. Joga pra caramba, mano. Ele tá em live também.
Essa formação é muito puxada com esse smart, mano. Valeu, cacete. Tamo junto, meu mano.
Olha o maltese aqui.
Valeu pela play.
Safado.
Viagem. É, o bicho é viciado, filho. Tem como não, mano. Eu tô numa zona de desgrama também, mano. Deus é mais, velho. Ainda pega essas porra ainda. Vou acabar de lascar logo o dia. Apareceu aí, time, caramba. Tá todo escondido, cara.
Tá em live também, mutante. Mutante, dá uma pausinha aqui pra gente voltar ativo. O maltese aqui já é a terceira vez, mano. É a terceira ou é a segunda vez que eu jogo contra o maltese aqui. Tá de sacanagem, mano. Olha aqui o time do maltese, mano. Pela, mano, você é louco.
Acaba, pelo amor de Deus, mano. Tem que, mano, você compra um PC, mano, pra jogar. Acaba, pelo amor de Deus, vai.
Ok, né, mutante? Já é a terceira vez que eu tomo o sapeco do maltese aqui, mano. Na divisão.
Não dá pra tomar conta, não. Eu esqueço demais.
Só nessa temporada, viu? De massa, velho. De massa. Vou só tomar um café ali agora e a gente volta, demorou? Pode ser? Tamo junto. Eu vou levar o controle, que eu vou tomar um café aqui fora, né, mano? Já é o Play Games. Você tá no trampo, mutante? Cara, tamo bem hoje, mutante. Hoje estamos bem focados. Resolvi jogar sem fone na hora da partida pra me focar só no jogo, entendeu? Resolvi isso hoje. Aí na hora que. Só que hoje eu enrolei também. Mas agora ia dar 10 horas e começa a aparecer os prós. Ó, Jorginho. Vambora, mano. Tá tudo equilibrado aí, tá vendo? Ó, 5, 15. Aí faltam 45 ali, ia ficar bonito, hein? 45 vitórias, 5 empates, 15 derrotas. Ia ficar bacana. Vamos tentar fechar nos 40 aí, mutante. Ganhar mais uma e fechar nos 40. Será que a gente consegue? 40, 5, 15. É um bom número. O que você acha? Que a gente tem que observar o horário também, né, mano? Eu andei reparando que depois das 10, mano, tá muito mais pesado. Por isso que eu comecei a live mais cedo, tá ligado? Depois das 10 fica muito pesado, mano. Eu não sei o que é, viado. 50, viado, tá louco? Só bora então. Tamo aqui de novo na luta. Vou tirar o fone agora, demorou? Torce por mim aí, meu lindo, por favor. Torce. Só voltando aqui rapidamente. É, e aí, ô 28,5. Eu não esqueci não, viu? É 28,5 agora, hein? Tamo junto, mano. Um abraço. Bom trampo pra você aí. Deus abençoe. Obrigado por comparecer aí. Tamo junto. 29.
Well, they say football's only a game, but you should try telling this lot.
Señoras y
Without a
señores,
doubt, it is the
bienvenidos al
week's
partido
most
de hoy.
eagerly awaited contest. A sporting event which has magnificent scenery as its backdrop. It is tribal, and it has aroused the most primal of instincts in so many of us. And we are glad to have you alongside us for it. And the mood is boisterous. Mbappe! They've scored!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
What a delicious finish. That is immaculate.
Yeah, the right touch in moments like that is key to what follows. All very neat and tidy.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench. And we have our very first corner. Ronaldinho goes short. Now there's a fine ball. And now a sudden chance to counter. Caught offside that time. Out to the left it goes. No outsmarting him this time. That is a great pick out. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Has a go! I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Now it's Owen. Ronaldinho. Oh, shooting chance! He's got a goal! Hot knife through butter. They have done it again.
Perhaps deserves a little bit of sympathy here, because that's a goalkeeper's nightmare. It's clear that the keeper was unsighted by his defence, and by the time he picked up the flight of that, it was too late.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
He's got the shot away! He's done very well to get to that.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And here's Messi. Oh, that's well spotted. Oh, played right into his path. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. David. And the shot! And he hits the net. Just one goal in it now. Game on!
Well, his movement is all based on fine margins, and the timing of his run then was ideal.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Listen, goals change games, and that has changed the whole complexion of this one. They have the momentum now.
Pickford will lay claim to that. Now it's Mbappe. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Now it's Mbappe. Messi. Oh, great chance! Messi was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. He's had a hit! Oh, it's fallen loose again! And a terrific save from the keeper.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
30 minutes gone. Ronaldinho. Great ball if he can get there. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Guardiola.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
It's a good ball played into space. Ronaldinho. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Oh, what a punt! Neymar! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Neymar clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Corner number 2 then. Messi with the short one. And that is expertly dealt with. And now they can spring out of defence. Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho is sporting a guilty look after that.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
It's a pretty loose pass. Nice sequence of passes this. Is there any... It's one! Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
He's the one player you want on the ball running at defences, and that's precisely why.
Now it's Owen. Can he finish? It's in! 2 to the good! They have breathing space! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah, and having...
And that'll be the last act of the first half. Here we go again.
Look, before they might get too carried away with thoughts of getting back into the game, they can't afford to slip up and concede another. The next goal becomes crucial.
Neymar. Guardiola. And that's put paid to a promising move. Now it's Ronaldinho. Oh, that is a good ball. Big chance! And yes, it's there! The second half off to a spectacular start. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Scoring early in this half just takes the pressure off now and allows them a chance to be a bit more patient in trying to level things up.
Marquinhos did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Adams calmly anticipates. And here's Owen. A real chance if he can get through.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. Well, that'll certainly improve their mood. All the talking, both tactical and motivational in that half-time dressing room seems to have paid off for the moment, at least.
Gets his pass away. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. It's a good spell of possession, this. Davids bops him off it and wins back the ball. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. And the pass is intercepted. That is good alertness.
Unless they can devise a quick counter-attacking plan, they're going to need to see much more of this ball.
Adams. Now it's Neymar. He has found a way through. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Out to the right. Now it's Messi. That looks a cracking ball. Oh, well played.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
They're coming again and again.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
It's Ronaldinho! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Número 24.
Tries a header! It's loose now and they want to get it back.
Entran número
And now a
6.
sudden chance to
Número
counter.
9. Número 22. Número
It's Ronaldinho.
11. Cambio.
And he welcomes it in. Oh, important interception. And that has been clubbed away. Half an hour gone in the second half. That'll be a throw-in. That has been cut short.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Now it's Haaland. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Ronaldinho. Now, what about a counter-attack? He can run onto that. It is looking like the end. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
All they need is one big chance, and it may do the trick.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Hullet. Beckham. And he's being shifted off it.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
He's going to be disappointed with that. Yamal. Yamal is wide and looking to get onto this. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Guardiola. Beraldo. Guardiola.
Se agregará un minuto al tiempo reglamentario.
And here's Haaland. Drogba. Pedri. Drogba. And he's made sure that's not getting through. And that will be the final act. Well, that was intense. An enjoyable contest that either could easily have won. Ultimately decided by just the odd goal. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Look, Peter, a strength in any team has to be at the heart of your defence. And I'm afraid they were found wanting in that department.
Jogão agora, hein, tropa? Jogão, jogão. Salve, Luiz Souza. Eu gostei dessa formação aqui com o Ronaldinho aqui. Só que eu acho que o Sejam joga melhor de cá. Aquele cara surpresa ali, né? Só que eu tenho que arrumar subtática. O que você acha, mutante? Ficou bacaninha, né? Fala, Marata, tamo junto, mano. Tá um monstro aqui, hein? Pois é, meu, tem que começar ofensivo, né, mano? Eu tenho que começar ofensivo aqui, não tem jeito. Deixa eu ver se eu acho uma ficha pro Dembélé aqui. Tá? Ô, salve, Mark. E aí, mano? É porque na hora da partida eu tô tirando o fone, mano. Tô concentrando melhor, tá ligado? Tô tendo mais concentração. E tá dando certo. Então eu vou continuar. Eu sabia que eu ia jogar contra esse sem vergonha. Achei a ficha dele aqui.
Joga de todas as posições no ataque. Pode colocar também NSA, se você colocar aprimoramento ali. Hoje vamos fazer a gameplay na conta do Thiago. E a gente vai fazer aqui, mostrar pra vocês como é que tá a ficha dele. E claro, né? Vamos pra...
Tá 11, 6, 12, 8. E um embora.
gameplay. Mas antes, deixa o seu like na carta aí também. Essa aqui foi a ficha que eu fiz.
Um goleiro. Essa ficha aqui ficou melhor, hein, mutante? Essa ficha aqui ficou melhor, hein, mutante? Abalou agora, hein? Essa ficha aqui, ele ficou um monstro, hein, velho? 100 de equilíbrio. Nossa senhora, velho. Olha essa ficha aqui, controle de bola ficou melhor. Vamos ver uma pocinha agora. Achei.
E a galerinha, mano, não chegou a ver a gente fazer a gameplay, né?
Gosto muito das fichas desse cara aqui, mano. Dificilmente as fichas dele é pai. Vou dar uma olhada aqui, só pra dar uma focada. Tá certo.
9, 4, 12, 8, 4 e 1 aqui no salto. Vou mostrar aqui a vocês como é que ficou aqui a ficha dele final. 1,86 m, 25 anos, artilheiro. Ficou com 91 ali de talento ofensivo. 8 controle de bola, 8, 2 drible. Finalização.
Mas a sem rei tá.
De cabeceio.
Tá automática. Deixa eu ver se eu acho uma melhor aqui. Aqui é automática dele, não.
Vamos lá, rapaz. Vai ficar mais fácil. 6 aí, quando esse bem, tá a liga dele. Isso que é ruim, tá bom, mano? E também, não, tá? Tem que ter todos os jogadores da liga dele. Isso que é ruim, tá bom, mano? Só que ele pega só com os jogadores de clube dele, né? Da 37 aqui. Só que eu já tenho uma...
Tá 9, 4, 10, 9, 6.
Versão dele, só que ele pega só com os jogadores de clube dele, né? Da liga dele. Isso que é ruim, fora a liga.
Gostei dessa não. Vamos ver essa aqui. 8, 8, 10, 8, 5. Essa aqui ficou legal. E aí, mutante? Ele ficou mais habilidoso. O salto ficou melhor. Cabeça equilibrado. Essa aqui ficou melhor. Essa aqui ficou boa, mano. Ficou com um bom drible, 86, mano. Vamos ver, eu acho que o Ronaldinho também tá no automático. Deixa eu ver se eu acho aqui.
E aí, galerinha, mano, chega com 98. Tem 22 anos, né? Essa carta aqui é de 2000 e ficou assim, o jogador para jogar, tentei vibrar, talvez coloquei de novo na outra, né? Ficou assim, ó, 5, né? Ele pegou aqui vou mostrar aqui a vocês agora. Vamos lá. Eu tô aqui na ponta do sol, né? Ele pegou aqui
Quer jogar de segundo atacante.
E ficou assim, ó.
5, 6, 10, 7, 10.
Cinco, 6, 10, 7, 10. A ficha do.
Ela que tava, né?
Ficou assim, o coisa. Ele viu com 22 anos, nessa carta aqui de 2002.
Mas tá brabo.
Jogador de infiltração, ela vem pelo... Jogava no banco.
Se eu não me engano, mano. Peraí.
E galera, olha a ficha. É uma aquele livre a da ficha que o Fabrício fez, mano. 8, 6. Seis, 9, 1, 12. Não tem tanto sugerido, não sei se ele mudou alguma coisa, mas vamos ver agora como é que ficou aqui a base. O 1,78 m, 31 anos, pé esquerda. Essa carta aqui ela é de 2003, 2004. O Destruidor joga também de ala.
Vai ficar muito rápido.
Beleza? Agora ficou assim, ó. Eu acho que essa carta aqui deve pegar uns 104, né, mano? E tem 97 quilos de pontuação geral, deve pegar 104 do geral. Mas como ele mudou a ficha, né? Aí ficou desse jeito aqui. Vamos lá. 90. E chegou a trava. E o Birra só pega 105 de. Essa aqui é a ficha, ó.
8444.
844, 8414. Eu fiz um teste lá no. As fichas, mas eu acho que só duelo. E assim ficou a sua ficha, ó. 688, 95. E aqui a velocidade 85, 83. Tá excelente, mano. 90 de contato físico e 95 de resistência. Temos aqui um cara muito bravo. E se você adicionar aqui o duelo, vai aumentar ainda mais esse poder.
Ficou brabo. Beleza. Bora. É agora, hein? O jogo do conforto ou o jogo do terror?
Well, it is a game which in the grand scheme of things may not have too much riding on it, but it is equally clear and very visible that there is much pride around it. Chants are filling our ears, proud renditions of hymns and songs. It is the perfect soundtrack. And this place is living up to its reputation as one of the noisiest corners of the footballing world. No decibels spared in this collective chorus. Things have got underway here pretty promptly. Vieira is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And there's green grass ahead of him. Messi. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Now it's Osimhen. It's a foul, it's in the box, it's a penalty. So a big chance now from 12 yards. This to make it 1-0.
That is some save from Khan.
I think that's a corner. Yes, it is. And we have our very first corner. Not the most accurate pass. He's going for goal! Oh, that was vital. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Davids. It's a good run down the left-hand side. And it's Neymar. Dembele is the key defender on that occasion. What an impressive figure Oliver Kahn cuts.
Yeah, they call him the Titan, Peter, and the reasons are fairly obvious.
Big chance! It's their second corner of the game. And now a sudden chance to counter. Now it's Mbappe. Oh, that's fabulous. Mbappe. Oh, that's nice. Oh, he's a tricky customer, but he slams the door shut. Vieira did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And that's gone loose. Has a goal! Goal! Ren!
Well, it always comes down to the telling final pass, and that was a beauty.
So we have the first goal.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Davids. And the finish! They've done it! And the lead lost no time at all.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less. Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
And that has added a whole new complexion. And the shots! Goal! Ren! And they're back in front. His position was perfect. The invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Yeah, I really can't say enough as to how good the final ball was. It took the defence out of the equation for that split moment, and the damage was all done.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. He's got away. Oh, perfectly measured that. Cannavaro. And it's Ronaldinho. And here's Neymar. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Messi. Not It is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Oh, that's a key interception. And here's Hullet. Caught offside that time. Gilberto Silva gets over and intercepts. Pirlo. And it's Hullet. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
That is a great pick out. Now it's Osimhen. He could be in. He's got the shot away! Goal! Again, we are level. What a contest!
Oh, what a fabulous game this is. It just keeps getting better and better. It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
Quite a thriller this one's become.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And he's looking at the referee, but the referee is shaking his head. Messi. Neymar. So much time and space here. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Gilberto Silva. And now the breakaway. He could be in here. Chance! And it's a goal!
Well, we've seen the hunger to win it back and the focus to make it count. A very tasty combination.
Stade Rennais get themselves into the lead. Ronaldinho has it out wide and in space. And there is the half-time whistle. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Votre attention, s'il vous plaît. Les personnes chargées de la sécurité sont priées de se présenter au PC sécurité.
The action is back underway.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Now it's Messi. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played.
Oh, what a mistake! Great hit!
He was berating his defence before making the save, and he's at it again now.
This interception, his positioning was spot on. And it's Messi. Great ball if he can get there. Osimhen showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe finds himself offside. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Dembele. He has found a way through. They've got it again. Messi, very much a man of this moment. Well, they are still trailing, and they require a change of fortune pretty sharpish. Forwards and with intent. Davids. Oh, red, nice interception. Messi goes steaming forward. Osimhen, he's had a shot! Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
Osimhen certainly had a very good sight of goal, and he would have fancied a better outcome then.
He's got full. Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in.
Le nombre de spectateurs pour ce
Mbappé.
match, 71 000.
Oh, that's an inviting ball. Now it's Neymar. Couldn't squeeze it through.
Right here, right now, it's not looking favourable. They're chasing the ball and the game.
And it's Pirlo. Gets his pass away. Neymar. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, super tackle. They were outnumbered and under the cosh. That had to be spot on, and it was.
Gullit was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. And here's Ronaldinho. Davids.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
They're coming again and again.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Vieira. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Messi unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Dembele. Oh, what has happened here? Messi. Can he spark a counter here? And here's Dembele. Chance to shoot now.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Messi has it in a wide position. Osimhen! Mbappé. Nice control. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Ronaldinho is fouled. Messi taking charge of the dead ball. And this is a great chance to get themselves back square.
Le numéro 4, Gilberto Silva. Le numéro 21, Pirlo. Le numéro 10, Messi. Le numéro 7,
Chelsea saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Le numéro 22.
Looking for options for movement. Cannavaro calmly anticipates.
Ronaldinho.
He's having a hit! That is decidedly lacking. Roberto Baggio. De Jong. Always onto this. Roberto Baggio. Can he put it away? Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
It didn't quite come off on this occasion, but it only needs a gentle tweak.
Now it's Bellingham.
Il y aura 2 minutes
Time
de temps
added on
additionnel.
will be 2 minutes. He's had it! Oh, taken with style. And surely that clinches it. There really is no way back now.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
I think the manager's claiming an assist.
And that is as far as it goes. In the end then, no joy. Not for the want of trying, not for the want of running. Simply they were beaten by a better team on the day.
Cê é louco, 2 jogos que, mano, eu errei muito, velho. Teve uns lances ali que era pra ser gol e eu não fiz a meleca do gol, velho. Mas, galera, eu tô encerrando por aqui. Qualquer coisa eu vou voltar à tarde, beleza? Vou voltar à tarde também. Eu vou fazer uns trem aqui em casa agora, ficar de boa. Descansar um pouco a mente. Beleza? Tamo junto. Valeu, Mutante. Valeu, Crisando. Colou aí. Sejurão. Beleza? Michael Monster. Tamo junto. Um abraço. Falou, galera. Até mais tarde.